If we have survived Michael, we can survive anything.
We are Rosenwald High School, and we have stories to tell.
This is where the kids used to come. They can read and hang out, and this is the ruins of it.
Due to storm and stuff, there are a lot of challenges that we have. So we have to give them more love and give them more help to help them get reestablished.
Hard. The reason I accepted this project is because I believe in giving students voice. Voice and choice. So when you place a child in a position to be able to voice their concerns, voice their thoughts, voice their emotions, that's healthy, that's significant, and that's needed. So this project fits that bill for me. And for me to have my students be given an opportunity to showcase their environment and to tell their story in their own words, nothing beats that.
Like if you feel comfortable at a friend's house, that's still home. If you feel comfortable at school, that's still home. If you feel comfortable at church, that's still home. Anywhere you feel comfortable and safe and loved is somewhere that you feel like home.
So our students came together just like the adults came together within their neighborhoods, within our county. They were very encouraging to one another. And that encouragement was shown in hugs, in the sharing of tears, in the sharing of their stories.
Most of the time it was just sideways rain. And then after the first wall hit, we're like, okay. And then the second wall hit, and we're like, oh no, this is bad, this is nasty. Because that's when the house started shaking. We're sitting on the front porch, and you're literally seeing the ground breathe with these pine trees and oak trees just like swaying like they're nothing. Flat. So you could literally look straight across and like watch people's sheds being rolled. See like sheet metal coming off of people's houses, vinyl being ripped off of people's houses. And you're just like, man, this is kind of crazy. Never see this much destruction ever. And after the storm, I had to sleep in the Exxon on Star 231. It's like a 3-mile walk. And I had to jog that a couple of days after the storm, like a day after we cleared a path, right from Big Bucks to Star 231. And, you know, I found my sister and made sure she was alright, and her kids, and her husband. We had to sleep there because it was the only place with, you know, food, electricity, and, you know, protection. It's kind of crazy because once you get used to seeing something for so long the way it is, and then like in less than 24 hours, it's completely upside down and changed. Kind of like shakes your mind a little bit.
And then the police officer came banging on the door and said, grab what y'all can and hurry up and get in the car and be out of here. So we left our home. My mom, I could see the depression on her face. Like she was all like, dang, this is really it. Like our home's gonna be destroyed after everything I've worked hard for. And barely lived there for like barely 5 months, maybe 4 months we lived there. And so basically it was just new. We just newly moved in still, not even a year. So we're in the police car. I mean, I was upset. My mom was almost to tears. And all we could just think about was like, dang, we won't be able to go back to our house anymore because it's going to be destroyed.
It was scary at first, and then after, because our house was right in the middle of the eye. We had tree branches all around our house. Our dish, because we have DirecTV, it got messed up. The roof started leaking. Half of it fell in. It's pretty bad.
Like I was in a shop that would only withstand 120-mile-an-hour winds, and we were experiencing up to like 200. So the whole building that I would think would hold is moving side to side like it's nothing. So we're having to put up boards, we're having to do all this just to stay alive. Like if the roof would have ripped off, we'd have just gone. My parents ended up having to run through the storm just to get to us because where they were, because they went and saved 3 different kids that were in a trailer that got left there. It's horrible. But if they didn't show up, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for them that they saved. Steel beams, and I would hold on to it just because they were just boom, boom, boom. These are like 15-foot doors, just coming up in like it's a paper fold. Just, I got to hold on the door. It slings me out the building, like slung me across the yard like a starfish.
We watched the cars fly away.
My father didn't. He was here because he works with the city of the Haven. He had to stay as one of the first responders. So it was kind of scary because we couldn't get in touch with him. Everybody just thought he was like, we weren't thinking the worst way. We were just like worried.
Yeah, I came back right the second day. It was destroyed, like there was nothing left. Then we came back probably 2 days after, and it was sad riding down the road looking at stuff that's broke, messed up and stuff. And then we finally got to our road and we couldn't even get down all the way down to the road, but our house was still standing. It was
A lot of terrifying events. Basically, it's mostly shock because you're like, how could this happen? Like, nobody ever knew it was like actually happen. Because like all the hurricanes we had, nothing like this happened. We could hear the tornadoes, so we closed the door, we go to the bathroom, and it was just, well, a tree fell in my room, so my room got messed up. But I think that was the only part of the house that got messed up. We could just hear like the wind howling, kind of like the sound. And whenever it's true that whenever you hear a tornado, it does sound like a train. The door would keep flying shut or open.
If we are yet still standing, post Hurricane Michael, we can withstand anything. And that was the attitude and the thought behind last year's graduating class, as well as the thought and the resolve of this year's class and student body. So they saw that the buildings toppled. They saw that their homes were no longer fully standing. Their structures were gone. But yet they could look around at one another and saw that they were still here. So hope arose. Purpose came out of that. And an intentional desire to be different, make a difference, and do better.
Yeah, it made me look at life differently. Like, it made me want to get myself together and start helping people and doing better with my life. Because I went down a bad path, but I wanted to do better. So
Have made me more like humble. Because in the storm, you can't you have to be humble because it's like, this it happened to you for a reason, and it can happen to other people. Like, so you have to just think about that kind of stuff.
I'm kind of stepping out of my comfort zone, and it's making me like kind of making me understand better where other people are coming from. Like, just make me take time out more to listen.
It did actually. It's changed a lot of people. Well, I know it changed my family a lot.
I learned to look at little things more, look at stuff more and pay attention to your surroundings and stuff. It's like, okay, if you're walking or driving a car, you're not gonna think about, oh, that house has a broken window or something like that.
It's a crisis. Like, the houses are messed up, they're damaged, and you can't really live in them because they're messed up.
Every day.
It's kind of overwhelming. Like, from seeing everything to being beautiful, everything was taken care of. Like, this was a whole tourist attraction. This whole state was a tourist attraction. And the hurricane came through, and now people almost don't even want to come here. Everything's half destroyed, or all these fun places are now going out of business. People are losing their homes, so then they're losing their businesses, which is shutting down more for us. Less jobs. We're having to wait for new things and years to come along just to have, for the longest time, we had to go, I think we still do, to Destin, all the way to Destin and further just for shoes. Actually, Nike outlet and stuff, all of them are gone. All the shoe stores are gone.
High rent for houses that ain't even worse than nothing.
Housing is very limited because rent has went up, and most people have moved out of Panama City because of the rent.
Well, since the hurricane, there wasn't really many places to stay. And the contractors that were here, and the linemen and everybody else that decided to come for the money, they took all the places that were available. So they housed them first instead of citizens first. I mean, and then if you did find a place, like cheap apartment, like an apartment before the storm, they'd only charge you about $700 a month. It's now like $1,200.
We moved like 5 times after the storm. So like it's not really, it hasn't really been like a stable home. Like we was like always moving and stuff.
But since there was no insulation because of the storm, it took all of our insulation out of my roof and like ripped my wall. The insurance company deemed it non-livable, so we had to tear it down. I was bouncing around for a while, you know. It was rough, but it got easier. So I prayed for it.
It changed us. I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to explain it. It's different. Everybody just split apart. Sorry. Everybody just kind of the minute just split apart. There was nothing here, nothing left, no difference. There was nothing to do. Like, couldn't make no money. Like, everybody had to move to different cities.
When we were in Alabama, it feels like home because that's where all of our family is. So when we were there, it was different for that month and a half. We had to get used to different roads and everything. But after we got the house back fixed, it was a big accomplishment for all of us.
So we went to my papa's house and we stayed there till it was hot. It's like really hot. And see, I don't like to be hot. But yeah, it was hot. So we stayed there till it. Then after it, my uncle took us to Tennessee and we stayed with my other uncle.
Because when we first came back, we had to go back home for a few days before we went to the shelter on the beach, and it was really uncomfortable because you could only sleep in the living room and my auntie's room, and there's a lot of us. Mom got messed up, so we had to like sleep in the living room on these little twin mattresses and share with like my 2 sisters or something like that. 3 people in a twin bed. It's not very comfortable, and it's just like, and we no power. We didn't have power for like a while. I can't really remember how long it was, but we had to use generators because we ran out of gas. No gas stations were open to get gas, so it was really hot and like so miserable. Like
My home was not in the area I lived in. Parkland. Parkland was one of the worst areas. Our home was actually not as damaged. Just probably about 2 things came off the house. Other than that, it was pretty good.
The idea is not to ask kids what's wrong with you today. Tell me what happened to you in the storm. Okay, so some of those students we had conversations about what happened to you. How were you able to survive, and where are you today? Okay, because my response is, how can I help you? How can I help you? Clearly, you may need help with housing, or some of those students did. You may need help with clothing. You may need help with food. You may need help finding your loved ones. Okay? So I know I can't help a child to achieve academically until I help students meet those other needs.
Shelter really means a safe place so that you and the people around you don't get hurt. Get somewhere that's sustainable and somewhere that you'll have some type of protection.
Shelter means a roof over your head, because it means that it wouldn't be a shelter if you didn't have a roof over your head like that.
Shelter for me, just a roof over your head. Just to be somewhere safe.
Just a place to lay your head.
You put me a brick box on the ground. I don't want to go through that again. That was horrible.
Like somewhere just to be to have something over your head so you're like not outside and actually somewhat safe.
A place where you can get like protection and stuff.
A safe place.
Or it's really just a roof over your head. Somewhere you know you can go and sleep. I wouldn't say comfort, but somewhat of comfort.
At the time, I really didn't care where we were staying at, like for shelter, because you know you just really wanted somewhere to go that was, you know, quiet, that had air, so you won't be hot, or you know, place to sleep nicely, comfortably.
Like rain, bad weather can protect you from you're over a roof. You can't get sick, cold.
Home, it's very difficult to explain because yes, home is a shelter, but if you don't have a home to go to, it's kind of useless.
I would say my mom. My mom is mostly makes me feel at home because she's always there.
Still saying my family, giving my family.
Loved ones, people that care for, or somewhere you can be able to sleep at night and not worry about stuff. No, you can wake up and there's someone right there that you can talk to about things if stuff's hard or anything.
Since we came, my home has been family.
Home means my grandparents, love, faith.
When I'm with my family, like we're all together and stuff, like spend time together.
Yeah, while home is like somewhere where the heart is. That's why they say home is where the heart is.
Now, after the hurricane, it's like, you gotta really look at the picture and see what the big message is of the picture.
When climbing a mountain is never smooth.